Hi guys, and welcome to the show. My name is Jessica Garrity and I am a registered dietitian and mindset coach. In this series, we are going to discuss how to balance your blood sugar. And the first step that I recommend to my clients is to eat breakfast. We want to be eating breakfast within the first 1 to 2 hours of waking up because the body is in a really catabolic state. What does this mean? The word catabolism means to break down. That just means that your body is ready to take the food that you eat and turn it into energy for the cells. And the reason why the body is in this catabolic state is because the body releases the hormone cortisol to help wake your body up and get it ready for the day. So this hormone is released from the adrenal glands and it signals to the body to wake up and to be alert. And this hormone also, when it is high, tells the body to break things down. And if you're eating food, it's going to break that food down and turn it into energy for your cells. Typically, cortisol will peak around 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning, and this is a really great time to eat breakfast. The reason why cortisol is peaking around 7 to 8 in the morning is because typically cortisol is rising in a healthy cortisol awakening response. Cortisol will be rising around daybreak and peaking around 2 hours later. Alternatively, it will start rising when you wake up and it will peak 2 hours later. So if you're used to waking up later than 6 or 7 in the morning, when it is daybreak, your morning, that hormone response might be shifted a little bit based on your sleep cycle. But when you are waking up with the sun, which is really a great idea, this is going to be peaking around 7 to 8 in the morning. And again, that is also just dependent on your sleep. And it's also dependent on the time of year because we know that, the sun rises at different times of day, depending on if it's the winter or the summer. But regardless, after this hormone peaks, that is the best time to eat breakfast. Typically, people are eating nothing and drinking coffee for energy. And coffee as a stimulant is actually going to increase your cortisol. So if you're using coffee to wake your body up, you're not giving your body the opportunity to use the cortisol to wake you up. And on top of that, typically people will lose their appetite if they are drinking coffee. And so people who are drinking coffee sometimes are able to intermittent fast until a brunch or lunchtime, as opposed to waking up and eating breakfast and then having coffee and eating around the time when your hormone cortisol is peaking. Other benefits to eating breakfast include supporting a healthy metabolism. So we're eating in a way that tells your body, hey, it's daytime, we're eating food, we're breaking down food, and this is really going to jumpstart your metabolism. I hate to say this because, when we were kids, at least when I was a kid, everyone always said you eat the breakfast to break the fast, and it's absolutely right. When you eat breakfast, it tells your body, it's time to eat. We're in a fasted state all night while we slept, and now it's time to start turning the foods that we're eating into fuel for the body. When you're not hungry, typically the body will be breaking down fat or something else for energy. And this is really a big strategy. Intermittent fasting is a really big strategy. And some people do recommend intermittent fasting for weight loss. And typically I don't, because you can still be in a prolonged fast period at night when the body is wanting to rest. So at night, when the sun sets, this is a great time to fast. And when people wait until 10, 11, 12 to eat, typically they're also eating at, 6, 8, and 9 p.m. And the goal is to really shift up the time of day that you're eating so that you're getting the bulk of your food in the morning when your hormones are in this state where they are wanting to turn food into fuel. Now, sometimes if you're really not hungry, it's not horrible to wait until 9, 10, or 11 a.m. to eat breakfast. The caveat is that you would want to only do that sometimes. You wouldn't want to do that all the time because that would just slow down your metabolism. Whereas if you do it every once in a while, it's really no big deal. And the body is really capable of doing anything that you throw at it. So if you're used to intermittent fasting, if you're used to not eating in the morning, the body is going to acclimate and adjust to whatever you're doing. If you are fasting in the morning or intermittent fasting and you do want to add breakfast, here are some breakfast options that I recommend. You can go ahead and start with either a high protein snack or a smaller breakfast, just because some people don't feel hungry and we're just, taking baby steps to get there. Alternatively, once you start adding breakfast into your daily routine, what you may find is that you get hungry way faster and then you want a snack. And a lot of people get really concerned that eating breakfast is going to cause them to gain weight, because once they start feeling hungrier, the fear becomes, well, if I eat more food, then I'm going to gain weight. And that's not really the problem. When you're hungry, that's your body's way of saying, hey, I have a healthy, strong metabolism and I'm ready to eat food and I want to eat food, and it's time to be breaking down this food into energy for the cells. And that's a really good place to be. If you're waking up and within an hour you're getting hungry and you have a really big meal and you're still hungry for lunch, that is excellent. That's an excellent sign of a healthy metabolism. And once you go from not eating breakfast to eating breakfast, what you're going to find is that you're going to start to become hungry for breakfast, and you still are going to feel hungry for lunch. That's another question people ask me. It's like, why am I hungry at lunch if I ate breakfast? And that's just because your body is now primed and ready to be in a position to turn food into fuel. And that's a really good thing. Again, if you want to fast or you like the idea of eating in a shorter period of time, you can do that at night, but we still want to be eating within the first 1 to 2 hours of waking up. And just to go back to this slide, some ideas that I have, of course, high protein shakes. They're really easy, quick, and convenient. Oatmeal, eggs, avocado toast, chia pudding, overnight oats. You can take Greek yogurt and add like a low sugar granola, nut butter, flax seeds, and really add some healthy calories to that. We really want it to be as energy dense as possible. So anything where you're like afraid of calories, just throw that mindset out the window, because we really do want to have an energy packed breakfast idealistically, so that you're getting that healthy nutrition in for your body. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.